What's up, YouTube? I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Victoria.
And we're here to do a spoiler-free review of the horror film We Are Still Here. It's a 2015 film written and directed by Ted Geoghegan or something. Did you look at it?
I did. I don't want to try to pronounce his name.
We're going to put it right here. And you can have a game at your own house and you can try to pronounce it. Anyways,
I do know that it was his first film.
Directorial debut, absolutely. Yeah. And so it's the story of a grieving husband and wife, middle-aged couple, who are mourning the death of their adult son. They move to a little, obviously haunted house in New England. And the house has a history, but we won't get into spoilers here. If you want to see spoilers, check out the spoiler review that we do. The link will be in the description for that. It'll be up shortly. But that's pretty much the kickoff point of the movie. What were your thoughts on it?
I enjoyed it for the most part. Basically, it's a couple. They kind of move in the middle of winter, so everything's really dark, and it's this old house, and you get introduced to the people in the town, and they're all super strange and weird, and the story kind of builds from there.
You do see a lot of familiar horror tropes in this movie, and it's set in 1979, so it has that retro look and feel to it. In fact, I think that they used film and used one of those antique lenses. When I was watching the movie, I told you it felt like looking through an old photo album, like a parent's photo album, in a way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of brown hues and yellows and just a earthy palette. You will recognize it when you see the movie. But in that way, it kind of reminded me of Ty West's work, or It Follows, even.
Yeah.
Did it kind of have that vibe to you?
It did. It also had a pretty humorous vibe, I thought.
It did.
At least to me, there were scenes where I wasn't sure if I should be laughing or not, but I was just cracking up.
And the cast was kind of a who's who of actors that genre aficionados would know. They're by no means household names, but Lisa Marie, I think is her name. She used to date Tim Burton. She was in Mars Attacks as well as Ed Wood. She's in it. And then Barbara Crampton, who was the woman from The Reanimator. If you've seen The Reanimator, you no doubt remember the head scene, the infamous scene from the movie. She's the blonde lady in that as well. And she was the mom in You're Next. You remember that one?
Yeah.
So this was a movie that critics and genre fans had kind of said was one of the better horror films that came out of the year. And you mentioned the snow and stuff. I like the establishing shots, the photography.
Yeah. And, you've mentioned, too, how they were all dressed in 70s gear. It's neat looking.
Did you like the haunt stuff? Before the climax of the movie, when it's kind of building, did you like the ghost stuff?
At first, it was a little surprising and weird to me. I didn't think it was a typical ghost haunting, the way the ghosts were portrayed, yeah. Yeah,
I think it kind of played fast and loose with what ghost stories typically do. It seemed very traditional in some ways, and a lot of the scares were absolutely borrowed from other movies, but I didn't feel like it built tension very well. It just kind of put all its cards on the table pretty early on, and the fact that the ghosts were able to physically harm people isn't something that I always like about movies.
Yeah, that was different, yeah. One of the scenes I thought was interesting was when the ghost inhabited one of the guests of the house.
There's a possession at one point in the movie.
And that scene was pretty over the top, great to me.
The last 20-30 minutes of the movie are very climactic, just old throwback gore stuff. And this movie does pay a lot of homage to Fulci and Argento, these old 70s horror filmmakers. So there are things to like about it. I thought the performances were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
The special effects bothered me.
Yeah.
I thought they were subpar, and it was jarring to me because I know that horror movies are appealing because of the fact that they don't cost a lot of money, but I just don't think directors should outstretch their budgets. And I felt like these guys really wanted to show you their stuff.
Yeah, I don't know why they showed you those ghosts. They were kind of
so
weird.
much.
Yeah.
Anyways, like just in plain sight a lot of times. And a lot of the violent stuff that happened at the end, it just looked a little cheap. It was fun, gore effects, but the movie just had at first it felt a little bit above average, and then it felt like all of a sudden my perspective changed of it about 40% of the way in, where I thought it was above average to where I thought it was pretty below average.
And the only thing that kind of leaves you is all the loose ends aren't very tied together.
The story
neatly
didn't make a
at
lot
the
of sense.
End,
Mm-mm.
and where you're questioning why things went down as they did.
So I guess if you're a genre fan, if you're like a completionist and you love horror movies and you want to seek out a gem that maybe, it's got to be better than Insidious 3 and Saw 7 or
It wasn't a
Paranormal
bad
Activity
watch.
5. There's things to like about it.
Yeah.
But for, I think, just average film fans, I don't think that it's something that I would really recommend. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give We Are Still Here 4.75.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't like it at all.
Not so much.
I'm going to give it a 7.
Oh, wow.
Because I kind of like the cinematography, and there was parts of it that were goofy, but I found it very humorous at times. Like, I don't always laugh out loud during movies, and this part, I don't know if it was trying to be over the top or what was going on, but there are certain scenes that just cracked me up. And I think it was worth watching for that.
It's very possible that I don't know what I'm talking about because, a lot of people did see the appeal in it. Hopefully you guys do. If you've already seen it and you don't see eye to eye with me, seriously, what do I know? I'm just a dude who loves movies. Thanks for stopping by to check out the review. If you want to get a little bit into the specifics of why we may or may not have liked it, check for the link in the description. Click the like button while we have you here. And as always, keep it terrible.